Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Marquez and this is a presentation of the Global Culture Final Project. For this, I decided to choose a country that I visited last year and I got astonished by their surroundings, their warm people and the exceptional coffee. Of course, we are talking about Colombia. Colombia is a country found in the northwestern part of South America. Its capital is Bogotá, which I had the opportunity to visit, along with the beautiful Cartagena de Indias. Before getting started, I think most of us have the idea that a lot of Latin American countries have a lot in common. So why is their culture very similar to ours? Basically, it is because of the colonial legacy and the influence of Europe that was brought by the conquest. We share very similar patterns by the fact of mixing European customs with indigenous traditions. So let's get started with the first aspect, which is immaterial. And here we can find the architecture that in Colombia, as many Latin American countries, was influenced by the Catholicism brought by the conquest of Spaniards since the colony epoch and the modern architecture. Some examples of architecture that we can find in this city are the Christopher Columbus Theater, the Primate Cathedral, the walled city of Cartagena, where the sanctuary of San Pedro Claver is, with the house of Gabriel Garcia Marquez and the Clock Tower Monument. Along with the architecture, we have the clothing, that is characterized by the use of highlighted colors, and the woman has more peculiar ways of dressing than the man. However, the styles and clothing depend on the region we are talking about, because of the weather, the celebrations, and adaptations to their daily lives. In the Caribbean region, the most popular clothing for women can be seen with enigmatic palenqueras, which are the Afro-Colombian women that use skirts full of textures, embroidery, and of course, vivid colors, along with the band that they use to cover the heads. Follow with their palanganas, the bowl to pour tropical fruits and typical candy to sell to the tourists. And they will not doubt to take pictures with them, since they are part of the spirit of Cartagena. And yeah, that's my mom up there with a palenquera. She was so kind and joyful. In the ideal aspect, we have ideology, values, and ethics, and in Colombia, like in Mexico, family is a bond that unites almost every aspect of their lives, concluding that Colombia comprehends a collectivist culture. Thus, Colombia is the fourth country most collectivist in the world, where being a part of a group is very important as well as sharing their ideas. In general terms, referring to the cultural dimensions of this country, we can find that there is a high-powered instance level where society believes that inequalities are something common to live with, and contrast with the collectivism of Colombia, the country has a typical masculinity order, where people tend to the success and competitiveness to acquire status among the other members of another groups. They have a high level of uncertainty avoidance, where mechanisms are applied to know elements from the future to avoid ambiguity. Following the dimensions, they have a short-term orientation because of their persistence and respect on traditions and norms already established. And finally, Colombia is an indulgent country. They tend to be very optimistic, hopeful, and confident with the future. Following the aspects, we have the social one, which analyzes religion and customs. The diversity of Colombia customs and ethnic groups, as we may know, is astonishing. There are approximately 65 indigenous languages within 102 different communities. However, the general population of Colombians are mostly Catholics, being at 90% of all the inhabitants. Along with the different social aspects that surround the Colombian culture, we cannot ignore the different customs and festivities that took place in the city, like the Barranquilla Carnival, the most expected and important event of the city, where almost 2 million people participate to bring it to life. Colors, customs, animal representations, music, dancers, masks, and a lot of emotions are only a part of the experience transmitted in the carnival. Also, we have the Carnival of Blacks and Whites, and this carnival has the peculiarity where the inhabitants of El Pasto in Nariño have to paint their faces of black and white to make a celebration with an ethnic and cultural meaning. It takes place in the first week of January at the south of Colombia. As this, the interesting and incredible point occurs when in every part of the south of the city, numerous orchestras organize and there are no social and racial differences. Colombia has other important aspects that we can highlight, and a great part of them has influenced the identity of it. And as we may know, this country had the privilege of having powerful and creative minds like the writer Gabriel Garcia Marquez. In fact, in Cartagena you can find his house that today is a museum open to public. However, there are many authors that deny this fact because Gabriel passed a lot of time of his career in Mexico, but the essence of his novels, like El amor en tiempos del cólera, cannot overshadow the ambience created in Cartagena and the amazing trajectory that he wrote. Colombia has been a very transcendental country for my cultural awareness and to expand my global aspects about another culture that I found very similar to ours. I hope you can visit it someday. Thanks for your attention and have a nice day.